And Mohalfur, eller Mohalfur, det er vel en norsk fyr. It's a Norwegian guy, if I remember correctly. Hope your back is better, dude. He just writes, recovery with an exclamation mark. Well, recovery is a very interesting subject. Now, for a natural athlete, and this advice is going for natural athletes, as you all know, different rules apply for steroid users, and as you probably are aware, I don't condone or like much of that stuff. So for the natural athlete, what is important in terms of recovery? I've seen some guys, natural guys, on YouTube that use all kinds of stuff to recover better, like massage, uprates, contrast showers and stuff like that. But I can talk about recovery from a personal standpoint. To have a good recovery, good recuperation after training, the first thing I would do is to get food quickly. And many people recommend that you get carbohydrates really quickly. I never measure how much I should take, and I sometimes break the rule. Sometimes I just have a protein shake, and sometimes I just have more like a glass of juice, but I always try to, after training, when I go in the door in the kitchen, I always try to get something into my body. And lately I've been using a protein powder with glutamine. You can Google glutamine. It's an amino acid that aids in recovery. It's nothing spectacular, but it does help. It does help. And then after that I try to get a good meal, and also before I go to sleep I try to get a good meal. And what I've mostly been doing is heavy squatting, as you know, and the best recovery from heavy squats is rest. I don't do much active recovery. Well, I go for walks. I usually go for walks at least every second day, but also sometimes in the same day as I'm doing strength training. I like to go for a walk in the morning and then I strength train in the middle of the day or at the end of the day, because when I walk I feel that I'm lubricating my joints, the blood is flowing, and I feel better. And often when I'm very stiff in the morning, I go for a walk and I feel better afterwards. And I also use something called a chakra mat in bed. That's a mat with a lot of small spikes, and you lie there on your back, and this increases the blood circulation in your back. I never really used this because I thought of recuperating better, but I think it can have a small effect. And then I also use some bands, a stick and a massage ball, and that I only use mostly for my shoulder and neck because I have a stiff shoulder and neck. But I also see some people use this for their legs and places places where they have stiff muscles. If you hit those tense places, you can actually release muscle knots if you do it properly. So that's something you could use. And I've also been looking into getting a rumble roller. You could Google that or search on YouTube for rumble roller, and that's mostly like a foam rolling with knots. And actually I've seen foam rolling is all the rage, but actually I haven't Never really used it, but I've been thinking about it, and I'm definitely going to get a rumble roller, and I'm going to make a video of it when I finally get it. Because it seems like a very nice way to massage yourself, and as you know, massage is very expensive. Yes, and massage is of course one way of aiding in recovery, but be careful, because if you massage some muscles, they can actually be weaker after the massage. So it might be better to have the workout first and then the massage after the workout, instead of the other way around, because after a night of sleep you're usually good to go again. So the most important thing for recovery is the food, and eating plentiful of food. I feel it's very good if I have a hard training and I'm lazy with the eating. Next day I'm completely destroyed. Also, compare that to when I eat really well. Next day I feel much better. So especially if you want to train every day, then eating and recovery is really important, because then you cannot afford to take days off. No, I'm training every day for periods, and then if I'm tired or I don't feel up to it, I just take a day off. I might even take a couple of days off or more if I need it. Also, for better sleep quality, you could use a herb. I think it's a herb, you could Google it, but it's a natural supplement. It's called GABA. And GABA, I won't go into the details, you can Google that yourself, but that basically does is to make you more relaxed. Don't take it during the daytime, because you're going to be somewhat drowsy and your brain is going to work slowly. But before nighttime, GABA is great, because you can actually sleep better and you feel more relaxed when you wake up in the morning, and that's perfectly legal and natural, so that's great. And apart from that, I don't really have any tricks for recovery. Some people, they are afraid to work out if they feel stiff and tired, but I think that your body is able to cope with a lot more than what you think. And even squatting with constant pain, for instance in your lower back or your knees or ankles, I think you will cope with it. I've had pains everywhere, in ankles, in knees, lower back, upper back, shoulder. I've been squatting with strains, pains. The point is that you need to squat to become a strong squatter. If you always back off when you have pain, you will never be strong. And that's it. But also there is an element to it that is quite scary, because when you are in such gruesome and excruciating pain that you're actually worrying that something is going to snap when you're squatting, that's, well, I don't recommend that, but sometimes I do that myself. And you have so much pain that you cannot walk after the training, literally. So especially in my last smaller base motorcycle, it was a lot like that. But now I've been talking a lot. Mohalfur, there is nothing magic, nothing special about my recovery. Mostly it's about food and a few supplements and rest. Of course, sleep is very important, so I can speak a little bit about sleep. The sleep you get if you go early to bed, I think that is better than going to bed too late. So if you sleep from 11 to 8, that's better than sleeping from 2 to 11. But actually, when I squat, when I do very hard programs, sometimes I can sleep for 10 or 12 hours, no kidding. So I think that helps recovery a lot, but that also demands that you eat really well before you go to bed, so that you have enough building blocks inside your stomach when you're sleeping and your muscles need nutrition. Also, another thing that I've been doing for periods, I don't do this always, but I know that for squat performance and for lifting heavy weights you need energy. So sometimes when I do heavy programs, I go down in the kitchen and I eat food when I go to the toilet at night, just to get in more calories and more energy. And that will make you more rested and will give you more energy the next day, so your workout will go better. So basically recovery is all about food.